Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series. And today's quest is Conflict at the Carrock, which is the second AP in the Shadows of Mirkwood cycle. A quick reminder that in this series we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest's release. I'm calling this deck Conflict Resolution, and we're familiar with a couple of the heroes. We'll be using Bearvor and Eowyn, but Gimli is making his debut on the channel. He's from the core set. He's a tactics hero with dwarf, noble, and warrior traits, 11 threat, 2 willpower, 2 attack, 2 defense, and 5 hit points. And Gimli gets +1 attack for each damage token on him. So the idea is we'll get a couple of Citadel plates onto him, and we can attack ultimately for 17. It's pretty cool. So I'll say about Conflict at the Carrock, I think that generally it's regarded as the best quest from the Shadows of Mirkwood cycle, and I think I agree with that. It's just really nostalgic for, I think it brings back the memory, of the trolls and Bilbo. And this is definitely the poster child for the idea of turtling. This quest requires you to take your time on stage 1 before you advance to stage 2, and that way you're ready for all the trolls. But as such, because we'll be turtling, usually I win this in 15 rounds. It can take a little while, so let's get to the quest and see how we do. Okay, for opening hand, I always want to have either Steward of Gondor or I want to have Song of Kings. Since I have Steward of Gondor, I'll just live with that opening hand. Now, it's kind of a bummer to have so many leadership cards, but pretty quickly we'll draw into additional cards with Bearvor. Okay, so let's look at the setup here. Grimbeorn's quest. While searching for Gollum in the Anduin Valley, you receive word that a group of trolls have come to the Carrock. So let's talk about setup. We place the unique location, the Carrock, in the staging area, and it's going to contribute 2 threat. It is immune to player card effects, and we cannot travel to the Carrock except through quest card effects. So it'll stay there for a little while. And now there are these cards called Sacked. There are actually 5 in the encounter deck. During setup, we're told to remove 4 of the 5 out of play. We set them aside out of play, and then we shuffle back into the deck 1 per player. So I just shuffled 1 in. That means there's 2 sacked cards in the encounter deck. The other 3 are removed from the game. So if you're playing 4-player, all 5 are in play. And then we're also supposed to set aside these 4 unique troll enemies, and so they're all here ready to be revealed later on. Okay, that's setup. 1B, we have to make 7 progress to advance. It says, as this area is under the watch of the Beornings, you seek out their leader, Grimbeorn the Old, and discover he has already set out in a rage. You follow, hoping to find him before he confronts the trolls. So here's this forced effect. After placing the 7th progress token on Grimbeorn's quest, the Carrock becomes the active location. And then we would discard the previous active location from play if there was one. Okay, so resource phase. And we'll draw 2 cards with Bearvor. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is just quest with Eowyn. The reason why is there's a card called Muck Adder, and there's even Hill Troll that could come out. I don't have a Feint, I don't have a Hint of Marth, and I can't play Sneak Attack Gandalf because I don't have the ability to play leadership cards. So what I'll do is I'll just keep Gimli back because he could defend against a Hill Troll, and he could defend against Muck Adder, although it could go wrong, but let's just see what we get. Okay, it's River Langford, and so Eowyn took care of the willpower we needed. We did not raise our threat. Now we'll travel to River Langford and refresh next round. Draw 2 cards with Bearvor. Alright, there is Hint of Marth. So the same situation as I described last round. If a Muck Adder comes out, I don't really have a way to sort of deal with him. So what I'm going to do is potentially chump with Hint of Marth. So I'll quest with Eowyn, and I'll also quest with Gimli. I'd like to maybe clear River Langford, Okay, we're going to reveal Roasted Slowly. Interesting card here. So when revealed, destroy all heroes with the card sacked attached. We saw that during the setup, that treachery. Then shuffle Roasted Slowly back into the encounter deck. So you might think, okay, since I can't do the first part, then I'll discard it. Because then can only, the word then indicates that when you do the first part, then the second part can apply. But we actually can fulfill that first sentence. Destroy all heroes with the card sacked attached, because a ruling in Lord of the Rings LCG is all can be zero. You almost need to sort of just imprint that in your brain. All can be zero. So let's replace the word all with the word zero. Destroy 0 heroes with the card sack attached. We can do that. So then, because we can, we have to shuffle Roasted Slowly back into the encounter deck. So always, every time, Roasted Slowly will go back into the encounter deck unless we play Test of Will. But I don't have Test of Will in the deck. Okay, so we made 4 progress and cleared River Langford and actually put a progress on Grimbeorn's Quest. Let's exhaust Hinnemarth to see what's coming. Okay, it's Misty Mountain Goblins. We'll draw 2 cards with Barivor. Okay, there's our Song of Kings that we need. Let's put that on to Gimli, and now he has a leadership resource icon, and so he can pay for Steward of Gondor. We'll exhaust that. Okay, also, we'll go ahead and play Gleowine. So you want to be careful. If we got a sacked attachment, you'd want to, the next round, play Miner of the Iron Hills. But we're not going to get a sacked attachment this round. And so that means that she'll get a resource next round. Then we could get sacked. Then we could play it the next round. So you just want to sort of be careful and just always stay in a position where you could play Miner of the Iron Hills. Of course, we don't have one yet, but if you needed to, because the worst thing that can happen is you attach sacked and then Roasted Slowly comes out. Okay, so nothing else to do this round, I don't think. We'll just, we need to draw a card with Barivor. Okay, so there is our Miner of the Iron Hills. Okay, we're just going to quest with Eowyn, and we reveal Misty Mountain Goblins. No threat increase, no progress made. Okay, Misty Mountain Goblins will engage us, and I'm going to take this attack undefended. And so that's 2 damage on Gimli. And so that means his, because he gets +1 attack for each damage token on him, that means that his attack is 4. And now I could attack back right now and kill Misty Mountain Goblins, but I don't want to. I want to sort of use Misty Mountain Goblins for the purpose of putting damage on Gimli. Now when Misty Mountain Goblins attacked, we remove a progress token from the current quest. Okay, let's exhaust Hinnemarth. Okay, Banks of the Anduin. At the end of combat, we discard this shadow card. We'll refresh and move on to the next round. Drawing 2 cards with Barivor and 1 with Gleowine. Exhausting Steward of Gondor. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put out a Citadel plate. We'll attach that to Gimli. And so now he gets +4 hit points. So his hit points are actually at 9. And so now you can see how this works. He continues to be damaged. His attack continues to go up and up. We will stop there, I think. We'll just quest with Eowyn. And we reveal Banks of the Anduin. And we put a progress on Grimbeorn's Quest. We'll travel to Banks of the Anduin. Misty Mountain Goblins will attack and will take an undefended. 2 damage on Gimli. So now he's at 6 attack. Whenever Misty Mountain Goblins attacks, remove a progress token from the current quest. And we'll exhaust Hinnemarth. Banks of the Anduin again. Okay. Refresh next round. We'll draw 2 cards with Barivor. And 1 card with Gleowine. We'll exhaust Steward of Gondor. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll play our second Citadel plate onto Gimli. And so now he is at 13 hit points. And so he can't have more than 2 restricted attachments. So these are the most hit points we can actually get up to. Okay, I'm going to create a little bit of a discard pile here. There's a lot of duplicates. It just helps me to do this. I don't need but 1 burning brand, so I'll put those in the discard pile. That way when I need to discard a card to anyone's action, I can just easily discard one of these and not think twice. And it helps me to sort of see these cards a little bit better. Okay, so we know what's coming out. We need to make 3, and we need to make 6 progress this round. So let's go ahead and spend 2 resources to put an unexpected courage on a Barivore. We'll ready Barivore. Okay, we'll quest with Eowyn and Gimli and reveal Banks of the Anduin. And now Banks of the Anduin has been explored. It leaves play, but when it does, we place it on top of the encounter deck instead of discarding it. And we'll travel to Banks of the Anduin. Okay, Misty Mountain Goblins, we will take this undefended. And so that's 2 damage on Gimli. So his attack's creeping up. It's at 8. We'll look at what's coming. Bee Pastures. At the end of combat, we discard the shadow card and we'll refresh. Steward. Barivore draws 2 cards. Glaeowyn draws a card. Okay, we'll ready Barivore. All right. We just need to make 1, 2, 3, 6 progress. So let's quest with Eowyn and Barivore. And we reveal Bee Pastures. We made 3 progress. Banks of the Anduin goes to the encounter deck on top. Okay, during travel phase, we'll travel to Bee Pastures, and this is kind of cool. Response: after you travel to Bee Pastures, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Grimbeorn the Old, and add him to the staging area. So he is an objective with really big stats. He's an ally. So he's added to the staging area. We shuffle the deck. How we get him is this action, spend 1 leadership resource to place that resource on Grimbeorn the Old. So that's an action, and you can do it 8 times, ultimately all at once or spread out. Once he has 8 resource tokens on him, we get him as an ally. And he's really cool because he does not exhaust to defend against trolls. So he's great against Hill Troll or even the trolls, the unique trolls that we'll see later. Okay, so we'll grab him at some point, but for now, Misty Mountain Goblins, let's take this undefended. There's a troll being discarded, so 2 damage on Gimli. And so now he's at 10 attack. Let's exhaust Hinnemarth, another Misty Mountain Goblins. Since another one's coming out, let's go ahead and just kill this one. Okay, refresh. And next round. Steward of Gondor. Barivore draws us 2 cards. Glaeowyn draws us a card. Okay, we have all 3 sneak attacks. Let's go ahead and put a Burning Brand onto Barivore. So Burning Brand's awesome. It came out in conflict with the Carrock. It is an attachment, and it can only be attached to a lore character. So that includes allies. An ally could have it, but it has to be a lore character. And it's restricted. So there's a response, though. Exhaust a Burning Brand to cancel a shadow effect just triggered during an attack that attached character is defending. So it's pretty powerful. We will, let's see. So we need to make, to clear this, 2, 4, 6. Okay. So we'll quest with Eowyn and Barivore. We'll reveal Misty Mountain Goblins, and we cleared Bee Pastures. Misty Mountain Goblins will engage us. Now there's a shadow. I think it's the Wargs card that says an undefended attack gets +2. I kind of hope that I get that because then I'll be at 12 damage and then I don't have to worry about doing this anymore. Okay, defending character does not count its defense. Like that's the worst whenever you are defending against Muck Adder, so you have to be careful with that one. But there's no defending character because it's undefended. So 2 damage on Gimli, and he's at 12. Now the reality is I can't take any more undefended attacks with Misty Mountain Goblins, so I might as well just take him out. Okay, we'll see what's coming with Hinomorph. It's Marsh Adder. Refresh. Next round. Okay, let's go ahead and just grab Grimbear on the old. We'll spend 8 leadership resources to do it. We did that action 8 times, and so Grimbeorn is now one of our allies. Okay, drawing 2 cards with Barivore. And a card with Gleowine. Let's go ahead and put an Unexpected Courage onto Gimli. And I'm going to spend 2 resources from Gimli's pool to put... Well, I only have 1. Never mind. I thought I had more than 1 Dunedain Warning. So, but Barivore can take a damage. It's not the end of the world. So we'll put a Dunedain Warning onto her. And that boosts the attached hero by 1 defense. So she's at 3. Okay, so we'll just quest with Eowyn. And that's it. We reveal Marsh Adder, and Eowyn will discard Citadel Plate to boost herself. So no threat increase. Alright, I'm going to optionally engage Marsh Adder. And I suppose I don't need too many feints, really. So, well, let's feint. That way our threat doesn't go up by 1. So we'll feint. And so Marsh Adder can't attack us, and so our threat doesn't go up. And now I'll attack and kill Marsh Adder. It'll go to the victory display. And that's good, because this was an annoying shadow card. Okay, what's coming next? River Langford. Refresh next round. Okay, Steward. Draw 2 cards with Barivore. And 1 with Gleowine. So we'll just quest with Eowyn. And reveal River Langford. We'll travel here. And let's see what's coming next. Okay, Despair. We're turtling on purpose. We just have to sort of get everything set up just right. Steward of Gondor. Drawing 2 cards. Drawing a card with Gleowine. Alright, we can go ahead and put out all 3 of these Dunedain marks onto Gimli. Let's do that. So now Gimli's going to have an additional 3 attack. So his attack is at 15. We'll just save our resources otherwise. So we want to clear River Langford. We just need to make 5 progress. Let's quest with Eowyn. And Despair tells us to remove progress tokens from the current quest, and there aren't any, so it doesn't do anything. Let's discard a card to boost Eowyn. And so now we've cleared River Langford. And coming next is Goblin Sniper. Okay, that's kind of cool. I can use Goblin Sniper to get Gimli to 12 damage and just get him just exactly right. Alright, we'll refresh. Next round. Steward of Gondor. Draw 2 cards with Barivore. and 1 with Gleowine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play Faramir. And like I said, we'll kind of leave Goblin Sniper up for a round or something like that. So we'll quest with Eowyn, reveal Goblin Sniper. I'm not going to optionally engage Goblin Sniper, and that means at the end of combat we'll put a damage on Gimli, but for now let's exhaust Hennemarth to reveal what's coming next. And so at the end of combat, 1 damage placed on a character we control. Let's put it on Gimli. So his attack is now at 16. We can do that 1 more time and max him out. Okay, refresh. Next round. Steward of Gondor. And last card, let's draw with Gleowine. Okay. It's kind of silly that I'm spending so much time maximizing Gimli's attack. But I'll wait 1 more round. Okay, Wing Guardian, let's go ahead and put 1 into play. And let's go ahead and play 2 Galadrim's Greetings. So we'll spend 6 resources to play 2 of these and lower our threat by 6, and 6 is 12. So our threat's down to 29. You know, we really could just move on past this stage. Let's do that. Let's play a resource from Berevor's pool to put Song of Kings onto Berevor. And so now she has a leadership resource icon. And we will sneak attack Gandalf into play. And actually just go ahead and destroy this Goblin Sniper. Okay, we're going to quest with Eowyn and Gandalf. And Berevor. That works. Okay, we reveal Muck Adder, and so that's 7 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just cleared this quest. Or not this quest, this stage. It says that after placing the 7th progress token on Grimbeorn's quest, the Carrock becomes the active location, so we'll do that. And now we move on. Against the trolls, you approach the Carrock and find that the trolls have been watching you from the top of the Rocky River landmark. We have to make 1 progress to advance. As you approach, the trolls close in and attack. When revealed, place the unique troll cards previously set aside into the staging area. So there are 4 of them. And they all have an engagement cost of 34. And they all contribute 2 threat. So kind of beefy guys here. Okay, when revealed, we already did that. Players cannot defeat the stage if there are any troll enemies in play. So even if we make the 1 progress, we also have to make sure there are no troll type enemies in play. Now, the Carrock, while it's the active location, troll enemies get +1 attack and defense. So there we go. Okay, during the encounter phase, let's optionally engage 1 of these trolls. And just during the encounter phase here, just during this optional engagement, I'm going to play a quick strike. Exhaust a character you control to immediately declare it as an attacker and resolve its attack against any eligible enemy target. And so we'll just attack and kill this guy Lewis. Again, I've came back to our hand at the end of questing. Okay, so now during the engagement checks, Muck Adder will come down and engage us. And we'll defend with Berevor. It's attacking for 2 against Berevor's 3. If it was any kind of shadow card, she could cancel it with Burning Brand. We'll ready Gimli and destroy Muck Adder. Okay, and coming out next round is Frightened Beast. That's cool. I can show you why we have Wing Guardian that way. Okay, we'll refresh. Next round, we're in the resource phase. Steward of Gondor. Okay, so we're going to play a sneak attack at the beginning of the quest phase. And I guess before questing, let's go ahead and put out this Wing Guardian. So we just did I spend the resource? Yeah, from Barivore. We'll play Sneak Attack and bring Gandalf into play at the beginning of questing and put 4 damage on Stuart. Okay, we'll quest with Gimli, Eowyn, Barivore, Grimbear the Old, everybody. All right. And so we'll just leave Hinnemarth ready and Faramir. Okay, we reveal a frightened beast. When revealed, each player raises his threat by the total threat of all cards in the staging area. Any player may choose to discard from play 1 creature ally he controls to cancel this. So this is really definitely an overkill deck. This is one of those where you have to include 50 cards, so I did. But this is, potentially if we didn't have Winged Guardian, our threat would go up by 6 right here. And then we'd have all these enemies engage us, which, maybe wouldn't be so bad because we have these events. We could definitely deal with them. But for now, I'll just discard this Winged Guardian to cancel the effect. Okay, and so now in Exhaust Faramir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's 22 progress. So 6 on the Carrock and 10 on the current quest. So that leaves play, and so does their boost of attack and defense. Okay. During the encounter phase, we'll just optionally engage Morris. And during that action window right after optional engagement, let's just do the quick strike trick again. We'll kill this guy. Now, whenever you defeat Morris or any of these unique trolls, you could discard a sacked card from play if there was one in play. Okay, Oakwood Grove is coming next. Okay, we'll win next round. Okay, Exhausting Steward. And now, just for fun, let's play this Galadrim's Greeting. So we're at 25 threat. Okay, we'll play our last sneak attack during questing. And we'll put, I say last sneak attack. I meant to sneak attack Gandalf in last round. So last round I should have sneak attacked Gandalf in during one of the action windows. And then this round, I just play sneak attack from my hand. That's what I meant to do. And when we play him from our hand during planning, 4 damage on Stuart, so he leaves play. So usually one of the trolls I use 2 sneak attacks on, and then maybe 3, but basically 3 Gandalf entering plays will take care of one of the trolls, and then the others I optionally engage 1, 2, 3 and kill them. Okay, so let's quest with Eowyn and Gandalf. We'll reveal Oakwood Grove for progress. And now we optionally engage, we'll travel here, optionally engage Rupert, and we'll play our last quick strike and destroy him. So now we've completed against the trolls. Players cannot defeat this stage if there are no troll enemies in play. So then you advance, and there's not another quest stage. So it's kind of strange that they didn't say when you defeat this, you've won the game. But what's cool is in the Nightmare deck, they'll take advantage of that oversight, and they add a 3rd stage. So that's really neat. So that's it. That's the quest. We won it in 14 rounds. Usually I win it in 15, but 14's pretty good. A few things maybe we didn't see. Let's look at all of our treacheries here. We saw what roasted slowly. Sacked. We never actually saw a sacked, but you attach it to a hero, and that hero cannot attack, defend, commit to a quest, trigger its effect, or collect resources. So if it ever comes out during staging, you can put it on a questing hero, and that does not remove the questing hero from the quest. It just means they can't commit next round. But usually I always make sure I have a Miner of the Iron Hills in hand and enough resources to immediately the next round play Miner of the Iron Hills and discard sacked. Because otherwise, if you followed up a sacked with a roasted slowly, you would discard a hero. Like I said, Frightened Beast, just maybe Winged Guardian being discarded can help. There are some hill trolls in the deck. I don't remember if we ever, we didn't ever see a hill troll, but with Gimli and Feint, and usually even Forest Snare, we can deal with an early hill troll if needed. Muck Adder is probably the most difficult card. That could ruin your day if you get it before you have chumps and you have to defend with Gimli 2 against 2, and then let's just say it got itself as a shadow. Well, Gimli's going to be damaged and he's going to leave play, so it's possible to lose initially if a Muck Adder or a Hill Troll comes out, but I've not lost this after playing it multiple times. But that's it. That's the quest, and like I said, it's a turtle kind of strategy that's needed, and it's pretty fun. So we'll move on to another quest with some unique mechanics. A journey to Rosgabel with this the idea of healing an objective ally. That's a really cool one. I know a lot of people speak ill of Journey to Rosgabel. I like it. It's maybe my second favorite quest in the cycle. But I'm glad you're able to join me, and hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye.